let's talk about Novelists. They've been getting a lot of hate for a few years since Mateo left the band, and let's not front. Their first three records, Souvenirs, Noir, and C'est La Vie, are perfect from front to back, and they are unmatched. Personally, they're up there in my top 10 among names like Soilwork and In Flames and Whitechapel and Despised Icon. I'm a really big fan of these guys, and in every era, really. Even if there was some stuff that I didn't like as much, I still liked it. Let's go through their timeline. They started out on those first three records with Mateo Gelsomino. I think that's how you say his name, and if not, I apologize for butchering it. And then after a really long time, he makes his exit to pursue Salem, which is elite in its own right. I don't know how you can be a Novelist fan and not a Salem fan, or vice versa. And then when he leaves, they get Tobias Risch. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but he used to be in a band called Alaska, which, if you were into that band, you would know that guitar player teamed up with a new vocalist. I forget the band that he comes from, but they're called Floya now, Floya. They're pretty good. But anyway, I digress. When they get to Tobias's era, everyone started giving them like so much hate. And I get it. It's a new sound, a new dude. They started taking different directions. The vocals are different. And everyone wanted to start suggesting that they sound like a standard metalcore band. And I understand why they would say that. But I campaign that you go listen to Deja Vu. There's some pretty fucking good bangers on it. And then I don't know if Tobias quit or if he got fired or there was like creative differences or anything like that. But he ended up making an exit. And now we have Camille. She is fantastic, I think. Before seeing them live last week, I was always a big fan. I heard Turn It Up for the first time, and I'm not going to front with you. It took me a couple of listens to get into it, but like once it finally clicked with me, I was all in. And then they've only released bangers with her. They've released Turn It Up, Prisoner, and Morning the Dawn, I believe. And they're all really good. She's a good songwriter, and she can sing. She could sing really well, and maybe she doesn't have the most extreme screams. Maybe she doesn't growl. I don't know. You never know what they're doing. They've only released 3 singles with her. There's not a full album yet, but there will be eventually. We went to see them live last week, and I didn't know what to expect. But as a fan, since day one, just about day one, I wanted to be optimistic about it. I wasn't even cautiously optimistic. I was just really happy to be there. And I was like, well, maybe she'll kill it live. Maybe they'll kill it live. They've got 2 of the best guitar players in their country. Their bass player just has a really thick tone. It's really good. You can feel it in your chest. Amayo? I don't know how to say the drummer's name, but he didn't miss one time. And if he did, I didn't notice it. And I've been drumming for over 20 years, so I was paying attention. If he messed up, he covered it up pretty well. He did pretty good. But let's talk about Camille. We can talk about the band all day, but I think that over the few years with the records that they have put out, we know what they can do. We know what the bass player can do. He's been there since day one, and so is the drummer. Pierre is relatively new, but he was in a band called Cadenza, and he also contributed guitars to Salem's early work. But let's talk about Camille. She previously debuted on a Novelist record for the first time on their song C'est La Vie. Phenomenal, by the way. It's one of my favorites, actually. And then I believe they found her because she was already pursuing a solo project called Bliss Psy, which is also really good. I checked it out. I checked it out after I heard C'est La Vie the first time. I was like, who is this? And then they announced her, and they started releasing singles, and then suddenly they're coming to the United States for the first time. At least it was her first time. We're standing there in the crowd, and I didn't know what to expect. My wife and kids didn't either. So we stood there in anticipation. They played a Salem song right before they got on. It was really good. It was Bloodstains. You should check that out. They get up there. I do not remember what they opened with, but I remember Camille coming up there, and just immediately she was just full of power and stage presence, and she had, I don't know, just the best crowd control I had ever seen. So much charm, and everyone was just on her every move, and then she would get herself out of the way. She would like physically get out of the way when Flo or Pierre would do their solos. And then she would back up when Nico would sing his part, or Nico would sing his parts in the songs, because on the Deja Vu record he has a couple of parts where he sang clean. She backed off because, okay, so that tells us she knows what she's doing. And then like, she proved to me that you can actually dance to metal. Her background includes dancing, and I don't know this for a fact, but I assume that that's what she does for a living other than the band, is that she teaches dance. Because that's what it seems like. If not, then she's just been dancing her whole life. She was phenomenal. In this live session that I have right here, I think where they did multiple takes, her voice started to give. That's why some of her aggressives aren't as intense and full, you know what I mean? But she still kills it. Live, it was amazing. Like, if you'd have closed your eyes, you wouldn't have known that it was a woman doing it. Like, and I don't understand that stigma either. Like, everyone wants to be like, oh, she's Courtney LaPlante or whatever. Spirit Box wants their sound back, and it's like, bro, she's not trying to be Courtney LaPlante. She's not trying to be Tatiana from Ginger, or either of the vocalists from Arch Enemy. Like, there's none of that. Why does everyone have to be compared? She's just being Camille. That's all she needs to be. She doesn't need to be Mateo. She doesn't need to be Tobias. She just needs to be herself, and I think she fucking nails it. She's perfect for the direction that this band is going in, and if you don't like them, I get it, because it's not the Mateo era. Totally get it. But I think that's ignorant. All you gotta do is see them live. She will make you a believer. They will make you a believer. They were so heavy, so melodic, no backing tracks, by the way, and they sounded like they do on their albums. They, like, just like this. They nailed it. If you're still a hater, or you're not into this as much, please see them live. They kill it live. Absolutely kill it. I'm not going to front with you. The Tobias era was not my favorite. I still liked it, but like, it was not my favorite. But then I hear Camille's version of these, the way that she sings them, and then the way that they've arranged them to fit her and accommodate her type of vocals and her tone and her range. Man, it's just so good. And I had the time of my life. So did my wife and kids. We ended up going to the merch table a few times to get autographs when the different members would come out of there. And Camille was so nice to all of us, and she was so nice to my daughter. It's my daughter's favorite singer. And she gave my daughter a bunch of hugs, and she signed a bunch of stuff, and she encouraged my daughter to sing, because my daughter loves to dance and sing. She's been in classes and stuff to do those things. She saw Camille on the Turn It Up video, and she ran with it, and then she damn near cried when she got to meet her, and she was so encouraging. She's like, don't damage your throat. So I don't know what y'all have against these people. They are nice. All of them were nice. Every last one of them. They were all accommodating, and even the merch guy was cool. The merch guy was like so cool. He talked to us for a while, and he's like, yeah, Camille will be out here after the show, and then after the rest of the band gets finished doing what they're doing, I imagine that they were like taking showers and stuff. They'll be out here too, and they were just so patient with my kids and all the photos and stuff, man. It was just such a good time, and I can't get over how good they were live. I can't. I campaign that you see this band live before you continue to hate. And if not, I mean, pay attention to the words of Turn It Up. That's written entirely about you. Entirely. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Don't be late.